What's up? I'm Hugz. That's Sam. Welcome to Hugz and Sam. Today we're getting into Death Note episode 3. The first two episodes I feel like went 0 to 100 real quick.
Yes.
It felt like we got an entire movie's worth of information right away. With finding the Death Note, you would think there would be some sort of long story arc of deciding even the first name, let alone from the first name to the next kill.
Yes.
But Light was just like, oh, hey, that dude died. Let's kill everybody.
Everybody that is a criminal.
And then he, like, completely embraced it, too. He's like, I want them to know.
Yes.
To be in fear and this stuff.
Yes.
But I felt like that could have been a whole season or a whole story in itself. Just bringing himself to be able to do it.
Normally you see that stuff drug out and stuff, and it's like, not at all. I was really shocked, actually, how fast. And then it left me wondering, like, where else can this show go? Like, you know. Like,
exactly.
It's either got to slow down a lot or...
Well, every time I thought I had it pegged for what was going to be the overarching storyline, it kind of pivoted a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where it goes. I am definitely bought in. Let's go ahead and check it out.
The guilty party is an individual or a group.
So L is who I assume is blue. You made a statement that we don't know.
Yeah.
But I think that's the blue-haired one.
Yeah. Because, I mean, his hair looked blue in that one scene. This was so intense.
I will hunt you down wherever you're hiding, and I will eliminate you. I am.
Because it looks like gray there or something. Justice.
I feel like it's so cool that they're like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Is what it feels like.
Who called in claiming to be Kira?
How would someone do that? That's weird.
We didn't want to rule anything out, so we followed standard procedure.
There's people that
and
do that
created
with
files
serial
for
killers,
all
though.
21 of them.
Yeah, but I'm
They'll,
just
like, take
saying, like,
credit.
in general, why would somebody do
onto
that?
the victim reports.
They want to be special.
We found that all of them occurred between the hours of 4 p.m. and 2 a.m. on weekdays, local time, with 68% of them occurring between 8 p.m. and 12 a.m. Weekends and holidays appear to be the exception to this rule, as the times of death vary much more
Damn, death
widely
on
than
schedule.
That information is extremely relevant for us. It suggests that given the times of death, our suspect could very well be a student. It's highly possible he
Love
may
this
have
creepy
inspired
dude that's like
research
holding the
on
laptop, you know?
which
Yeah.
an individual was a very childish concept of right and wrong.
Huh.
Oh, right. Does anyone else have something
It's
they'd like
good.
to add?
We've observed a dramatic decrease in the number of violent crimes.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, you can't play vigilante, but...
I suppose it makes sense.
You
We've
know?
suspected something like that would happen. Anything else?
People don't suspect him because he
Well,
said
that about
that.
sums up our report for today.
I don't think so, maybe.
Thank you. In particular, I want to know if photos of the victims were made available to the public in Japan.
I wonder if he knows
You
about
look
the
like you
death
could use
note.
one of these.
I
Sleeping
don't
much?
know.
Thank you.
Because if
That'll
he
do the
knows,
trick.
then it'd make
I
it a lot
follow these late
easier, I
nights are
think, to
starting to
know
take their
what's
toll.
happening.
Yeah, but not who it is.
Right, not who it is, but like why it's
About what I said
happening.
earlier.
Having said that, if you'd gone on to say that we should commend Kira for doing such a great job of reducing violent crime, then yes, I might have had a
would be
little
a problem,
problem with that.
Because it's good that they're gone.
Knew I
Damn,
could
that
count
creeps
on
me
you,
out.
Light.
Yeah.
So, do you think you're ready to try a few on your own now?
But like, the greater good, you know?
I guess so.
It's so weird that he's just chilling there and she can't see him, you know? Like,
Thank
it
you.
makes me feel like there's
He's
someone
home really
behind us
early
right now.
today.
Hey, glad you could join us for dinner. You hungry, Dad?
Yeah, it's been a long day.
I like watching the revelation on your face of what's happening. That's a
Everything's
twist.
okay, I guess.
Whatever. He's at the top of his class.
That's a
My big
twist.
brother's a genius.
Holy
Oh
crap.
man.
See, it's easy for me to hack into Dad's computer. We're on a home network.
I was like, 'cause he's
Copy the
kinda
files I
cocky,
need
but-
without leaving a trace. This way I can keep track of their investigation.
Wow.
Well, isn't that interesting? Looks like the police are already beginning to suspect a student.
I guess that means you're in trouble.
There's a lot of students.
40
See, why does it
seconds.
keep
Sound right
going
to you,
over
Abe?
this, like, over and over
So
and
what's
over
your
again?
point?
In other words, if I write heart attack as the cause of death, then I should be able to write down all the details, including time of death afterwards, shouldn't I? Looks like I'll be able to provide you with more entertainment.
That way
now.
stuff will start happening while he's at school and
That's smart.
while he's playing at
Yep.
school and stuff, doing chilling, eating his
How many
lunch
like
and-
huge villains are there that he's killing all these people? You'd think he'd run out of like really bad
Why
criminals.
him out of all those people in that room, like, or something, like...
Is he gonna start killing people for like running a red light or?
Why not other criminals like before? I believe Kira is telling us that not only can he kill from a distance, but he can also determine the time of death.
But
El's good.
something's not right. This can only mean that Kira has access to police information. It's obvious now. This is a direct challenge to me.
My gosh, he's so good. Oh my gosh.
I'd say El is probably starting.
This is one fact that cannot be ignored. What does he get out of all this? What is he hoping to achieve in the end?
You still don't understand human beings. In this world, there are very
I'm
few
like
people who
excited
actually
that
trust
this
each
is
other.
like getting
I know.
really
Different from
good.
Police, you know. When that happens,
I was
it'll
just saying, it
only
would
be a
make
matter
me
of
think
time
that it's
before
someone
the
on the
police
task
start
force.
resenting.
Yeah.
And when they do, that's when I'll eliminate him.
Damn,
Holy
he's
crap.
savage. He's a savage. I tell you what.
We demand that you assign us to a different case. Otherwise, you can have our badges right here and now.
Why?
Why?
You're good cops.
Well, if I were Kira, sir, I'd probably want to try and get rid of the people who were trying to catch me.
That's
Let's
true.
face it, he
He's
knows
only
who set
killed
the
bad
deadliest gun.
guys, you know?
We all sat
What if he,
here and
like,
watched
tries
when
to
El
kill his
decided to
dad
pull
or
that
something?
media
That'd be
stunt and
crazy.
challenge Kira
What if
face or
Ray
reveal
Hugz
his name
does?
for that matter. I'm sure you recall El's last request. He asked that we take a closer look at how these victims... We don't hide our faces. We're out in the open.
I wonder if that's
Sir,
why El
the
specifically
truth is we could
doesn't
be
show his
killed by
faces
Kira
because he
anytime.
knows.
For these reasons,
Not
we
being-
refuse to continue working this case.
In order to solve this problem, we must
That's so weird.
I know.
X squared.
I'll never get used to that he's just like there all the time.
If he bumps into the desk, though, will it, like,
Quadratic equation.
shuffle the desk?
Large X's.
We brought the FBI to Japan 4 days ago. They're fully operational. As requested, they're now gathering intel on the police.
And this is the complete list?
Yes.
See, we don't really get to see him, and we also don't really get to
Police who
see
have access to classified
his private eye
information
guy
regarding the
either.
investigation.
Was that his dad? I was like,
Suspense.
man, yeah.
And the people closest.
Yeah.
Light lip, it was on
Yeah.
there. Oh my
Light,
gosh.
you got a second?
Yup.
I'm here because I have to stick around till the death note is finished, or I see you die, whichever comes first. But make
He
no
doesn't seem
mistake,
to care
Light,
about
I'm
which
not
is
on
gonna
your
happen
side or El's side. You're being followed by another human. He's watching you right now.
Oh, snap. Just call it out. There you go. Come over here, let me see your face, and then give me 40 seconds.
It's really starting to get on my nerves.
Get
Wow.
rid of him doesn't
Who would
sound
be
very
following
promising.
me? Does this mean El is already starting to suspect the police?
Is there a way that they can see that he
Let this person
accessed the
keep
file from
following
a
me.
separate computer than
The
his
greater the
dad's?
chances they'll figure out who I really am.
But he hacked into it, so...
Above all, I need
I
my
know.
stalker's name. It's because we are able to take human lifespans for ourselves. Wait, what do you mean by that? Let's say you have a human who is due to live until the age of 60, and a god of death wrote that this person would die at 40. 60 minus 40 equals 20. Now those 20 years taken from someone in the human world are added to that god of death's life.
Oh, wow.
On the other hand, no matter how many names you write in your diary, your lifespan will not increase. That is the first difference between gods of death and humans who possess a death note. The second difference between us will probably be of even greater interest to you. Though this has less to do with lengthening life and more to do with cutting it short.
What do you mean cutting it short?
Shinigami can tell what a person's name is by just looking at their face. We know instantly. I'm able to see your name and lifespan right now.
What do those numbers mean?
If
What does
I
that
converted
mean?
that to human time, I could tell you how many years you've got left.
I want to
But
know.
There's no way I'd ever tell you that. I may have a big mouth, but even I wouldn't go that far.
Because, like, he would know, like,
Shinigami
you
never
die
have to
in
worry
12
that they
days.
won't be
Like,
able to kill a person just because they don't know their name. And that is the
that's
difference
kind of
between
awesome
you and I.
and really scary.
However, if a Shinigami drops his death note and a human picks it up, he can grant that human the eyes of a Shinigami. But only if a deal is made, one that's been with us since ancient times.
And what's the deal?
I'm so excited right now.
Oh,
It's half of that person's remaining lifespan. That's all it is.
I'd have to pay for them.
That's right. It's a key part of the code that all Shinigami are bound by. I'll say this
Oh
once
man, this music is so legit.
If I had that power, the Death Note would only be easier to use.
That's like the lamest superpower in any other world than this.
Is it a deal?
In any other world than this, that is the lamest possible superpower you can have. I know your name just by looking at you, bro. Mess
Yeah,
with
but
me.
then like you got that and the book.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like in any other like story, like if Aaron could just, he knew everybody's name just by looking at him, and Attack on Titan, he'd be like, oh, cool, bro. Wish you could turn into a Titan instead of just knowing people's name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that would be a much more useful thing in this moment. If Armin was like, all right, I'll join you by your side. I know that guy's name. Although, it would have come in really handy.
Knowing like the Titan names.
Yeah. Huh, maybe it's not as lame as I thought. That would have been kind of handy. Handy dandy notebook. It's like Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues? Uh-oh, Illuminati. Blue's Clues is Death Note for children.
Oh, man.
Handy dandy notebook. I've just connected some dots there. We're going to have to do some research. Awesome episode. I love how Light, I thought, was going to be this like mega good character in the very beginning. His name is Light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But he's very dark.
And it was just, it's so weird how it's kind of odd to have like a bad main character in this type of story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, because you don't really want to root for him at all.
Yeah.
You really kind of want to root for L, but you don't know very much about L. You don't follow L very much.
It's like, I don't really know
him.
whose side I'm on right now.
Well, I'm definitely against Light. He's killing people. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's that part of it, but it's like, because he's the main character, I feel like
it's a weird situation.
Yeah.
It's a weird way to have a story. I think it's really cool. It's very different from any of the other shows we've watched. Although if you look at things like Rick and Morty, albeit not as serious, like Rick is kind of a bad character.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. He does a lot of bad things, but he does them like in the lens of it's science, so it's neutral. It's not good or bad. But this is like just straight up killing people. And even if they're bad people, even if they've done terrible things, just like massively, essentially committing mass murder.
Yeah.
Killing one person every hour on the hour.
Like, and I feel like maybe there could be a time where he goes beyond criminals and like he just kills people that he may not like or something.
Well, especially if he makes his deal, with the Shinigami eyes. What's to say he's not just going to start picking out people that are getting in his way.
Yeah.
Just like the cops said. And I think it's really smart for them to leave.
Yeah.
But you brought up a good point. Will he try to kill his dad?
Yeah, because it's like his dad could very well be like the link to him. People are going to look at the dad and be like, okay, well, he's got a son that is a student, and it could be like that linking person, and then people wouldn't think, I wouldn't think that the kid would kill his dad,
Well, I wouldn't think a kid would kill all the people that he's killed already. Like,
yeah,
I get what you're saying, but there's an even bigger jump to killing your dad.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's why I'm like wondering, will he kill his dad?
He's kind of crazy though.
To make it like who?
Light.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. Like he's power hungry. Like he wants to be a god essentially. You know what I mean?
And like I'm wondering if he's actually gonna give up half his life to have that ability. Like it seemed like he's very interested in doing that, and there's like no way I would never do that. I mean,
can he become a
half
Shinigami?
The stuff he does. How do you become one?
That's what I'm saying. Like, are you just created that way? Or are you just like born one, or are you created? That's my first question. Second question, or at least idea, thought, theory. Do his kills give life to Ryuk? Like he didn't say that they do. He said like it's different between human and whatever. But I'm wondering if he's like just chilling, having a good time watching all this happen, because all of this stuff that he's doing, because it's in his Death Note, is like essentially giving him credit for all these kills, like all this life force. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It
could be, but then it also said like once it's dropped into the human world, like it becomes part of that world. Like so I wonder if that completely like
I don't know, because I mean he seems like that's just where he hangs out now. You know, like he hasn't gone back to the other realm in forever. Ever since he dropped it, it seems like he just stays with him.
And the reason too, I think that like human can't become a Shinigami is because he said that like, you know, humans are so interesting. Like he acts like he's never been a human.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, he might not have been, but I'm saying like I wonder if there is some way
that you can become a Shinigami.
Yeah.
Shinigami, I don't know how to say.
Like I just wonder if there is a possibility of it happening. Another thing is because I feel like Ryuk has something at stake here.
Yeah.
I feel like he does. Because he keeps saying like he was just bored. And he's just watching what's going on. You know, essentially just stave off boredom. But I feel like with how much interest he's taken and the fact that he's like always around. And
he's opening up these to him like saying, you know, I can give you this power if you give me half your life. Like,
and I mean,
I wonder why.
Say, well, he just wanted half of his life. You know what I mean? You could say,
but
like,
then he could do anything.
But why couldn't he just kill a bunch of people? Yeah. Why couldn't he just be like, oh,
especially if he gets all the credit for what Light's doing, then he wouldn't need.
But
and honestly, if you're that bored, I'd be like, all right, I don't really want to live anymore.
You know what I mean? If you're that bored really that you're dark, like sitting in this kid's like algebra class,
you
know, like,
I'd be like, okay, like what, you know.
Like, how is that? You know, I don't know. That's
like,
what's
why would you
up.
Be seeking a longer life if you're that bored?
But it makes me think. Okay, he's got something at stake, which makes me think, like, draw a conclusion to another link of I said maybe he'll be the one who tries to kill Light's dad because he's trying to stop Light and because Ryuk doesn't really care about him or his dad, but he has something at stake. If he tries to stop him, he'll just kill him because whatever.
But since it's in the like it's Light's notebook now.
Yeah, but he has his own. He got another one, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Because they said something about go to the boss and get a new notebook or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if he ever did. I don't remember. But I know he could. He just as easily could. At least that's the way they made it sound in the beginning.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
So I'm like, psh, psh, psh. Oh, you trying to stop my dude? You trying to stop my dude? Psh, 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 psh. I don't need your name. I can see it. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like...
I wonder what all those numbers were above Light's head.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, I want to know. When does he die? I mean, but if he was going to die in like 3 days, I don't think he'd really care to take half of his life to give him Shinigami eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be like, oh, day and a half.
Yeah.
It's kind of sucks. It's going to rain that day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But anyway, loved it. I'm really getting super deep into this show.
Yeah, I really like this show.
It's quickly becoming one of my favorites. Attack on Titan is hands down my favorite, though, because it's just so engaging, so much stuff going on. But Death Note is just so different from everything else, and it's really got me interested. It's really brought me in.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really into it.
I like it. Let us know what you thought in the comments down below. Don't spoil. Like it if you did. Sub if you don't already. Happy 2018. And we'll see y'all later on more videos. We love you. Shout out to our patrons watching full reaction up on Patreon. You can too. Early access and whatnot. Go check out the Patreon. See you later. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.